Today is the 25th of December 2024. My name is Abraham Awolich, member of the People's Coalition for Civil Action, the PCCA. The press statement we are issuing today is both a Christmas message and it is about the Tumaini Initiative. The Tumaini Initiative is another broken promise. Fellow citizens, Merry Christmas, and may the peace of our Lord embrace you. This festive season, we have chosen to share with you our message regarding the Tumaini Initiative. The People's Coalition for Civil Action, PCCA, deeply regrets to inform you, the people of South Sudan, that the actions of your own government have undermined the Tumaini Peace Initiative, once again denying the nation of the chance to achieve lasting peace. In its public briefing on 8th July 2024, the PCCA cautioned against potential threats to the peace process, specifically citing the enactment of the National Security Act 2024 and the extension of the RRCs and the letter from the first Vice President to the Kenyan mediation. Tragically, though not unexpectedly, these concerns have now materialized. The responsibility for this failure rests squarely with the government and especially President Salva Kiir Mayardit, whose absence of decisive leadership, lack of political will, and lack of steadfast commitment to peace ultimately undermine the process. The catalyst behind the collapse of the Tumaini: 1. Fragmentation of the Artigono delegation. The withdrawal of the SPLM-AIO members from the Artigono delegation on 15th July 2024 led to a major division within the team. This division forced the delegation to return to Juba for consultations, which resulted in the Artigono leadership issuing its first set of observations and signaling the government's backtracking on the agreed protocols. 2. Prolonged absence from the peace process. On 3rd September, the government delegation departed for Juba to finalize consultations on the inclusive governance and responsibility sharing protocol, with an anticipated return within a few days, as the signing of the final agreement was set for the 16th of September 2024. Regrettably, the delegation remained absent for 3 months, and upon the return, they appeared singularly focused on dismantling the Tumaini Initiative. 3rd, diminished interest after the extension was secured. After obtaining unconstitutional 2-year extension of his term in office, President Kiir and his government became disinterested in the Tumaini Initiative, choosing instead to empower hardliners within his administration, who worked to derail and undermine the peace process. 4th, backtracking and shifting positions on negotiated and agreed upon protocols. On the evening of President Ruto's visit to Juba, President Kiir dismissed the government delegation to the Tumaini Initiative, replacing them with individuals opposed to the peace process. The reconstituted delegation arrived at the talks with a drastically altered negotiating stance, effectively discarding previously negotiated agreed upon terms. This shift led to a deadlock, culminating in the government delegation's abrupt walkout from the peace talks. 5th, and last, another broken promise. President Kiir has earned a reputation, both domestically and internationally, for his unreliability an inconsistent failure to honor commitments. The Tumaini Initiative is now destined to join a growing list of agreements and resolutions that have been disregarded under his leadership, including the South Sudan All Parties Conference Communique of 2010, the Cobra Agreement, Pibor Peace Agreement of 2014, the SPLM Reunification Agreement of 2015, the Agreement on the Resolution of Conflict in South Sudan of 2015, and the Revitalized Agreement on the Resolution of Conflict in South Sudan 2018, the SPLM Lobono Conference Resolutions 2018, the Rome Initiative of 2019, and the South Sudan National Dialogue Resolutions of 2020, the Kitgwang Agreement of 2022, among others, and now the Tumaini Peace Initiative of 2024, which he personally initiated. This inconsistent pattern of broken promises has made it abundantly clear President Kiir cannot be trusted to honor his words. His consistent betrayal of agreements has fueled widespread distrust, particularly during the recent negotiations in Nairobi. His actions not only undermine the peace process, but also deepen the chasm of mistrust, making meaningful dialogue and progress increasingly elusive. This partly explains why other non-signatory opposition groups decided not to participate in the Tumaini Initiative. It is time to confront the reality that a leader who disregards his commitments is a liability to the future of South Sudan. We propose the following as a way forward. The walkout of the government delegation from the Tumaini Initiative starkly highlights the reality of a government in Juba that has transformed into an end in itself rather than a means to serve the interests and the welfare of its people. Rather than striving for peace and public welfare, this government exists to perpetuate the rule of one man and the clique that supports him. Breaking its grip on power demands a new approach, one rooted in unity, resilience, and a firm dedication to a collective future. We have unwavering faith in the strength and the resolve of the people of South Sudan to rise to the challenge and confront the self-serving clique that continues to hold our nation hostage. We have long maintained that President Kiir's priorities are not peace, nor the well-being of our citizens, but the preservation of his own power at any cost. His actions threaten the very survival of our nation, and we cannot stand idly by as he leads South Sudan toward another round of chaos, state collapse, imminent fragmentation. We must act decisively to safeguard our future. Proposals for action. The PCCA proposes the following actions on the way forward. 1. The PCCA urges the government delegation to confirm a return to Tumaini Peace Initiative in accordance with the date set by the mediation to finalize the negotiations starting from where it stopped in early September 2024. 2. The PCCA calls upon the people of South Sudan to unite and resist the growing autocratic rule, economic deprivation, and constant fear of insecurity in the country, and to reclaim their sovereignty and freedom through popular public disobedience. 3. As the authentic voice of the people, civil society must summon the courage to spearhead collective action against a government that has been manipulated to serve the ambitions of one man and his clique. 4. Given its subversion of the Constitution, sabotage of peace processes, and predatory economic practices that have benefited a small elite while plunging millions into dire poverty and increased dependency on shrinking humanitarian aid. It is time for the East African community, IGAD, the African Union, the Troika, the United Nations, and the United Nations to reconsider their recognition of the revitalized transitional government of national unity. The path forward is not without its challenges, but the strengths, the resilience, the unity of the people of South Sudan are greater than the ruling clique that presides over the crisis in the country and denies peace for the people of South Sudan. Together, we can build a nation founded on peace, justice, and prosperity. South Sudan deserves better, and its people deserve nothing less than a future defined by hope, dignity, and unity. The people of South Sudan shall prevail. PCCA, thank you very much.